guys, and welcome back to my channel, Books by Tiffany Vega. I'm Tiffany. Okay, we're going to talk about tools that I use to write my debut novel, From the Window. So, I know that we all think that our favorite books are written by magic fairies and are produced just magically, right? We all believe that. And for some authors, like Stephen King, he may actually have a writing fairy that just produces a book for him every 3 months. Don't know how he does it, but yeah. So, for those of us that don't have that magic writing fairy, I'm going to give you some tools that I use to make my writing process a little better. Because even though it is from the heart, it can get tedious. And when you get stuck, you get stuck. And so hopefully some of these things will help you not be so stuck. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is obviously the most obvious, like, hello, Captain Obvious. You need an instrument to write on, right? And if you don't have the whole time typewriter, you need a computer. I mean, let's face it, we can write it by hand, but eventually it goes from the paper to a computer, typewriter, something digitally. And really, typewriters are not digital, so I'm not sure why I said that, but a computer. For me, I actually have 2 different computers depending on the program that I'm using. So I have my regular Windows computer that I use pretty much everyday basis. Like, I do the majority of my writing on here, but I also have my Mac, which has my iMovie and my Scrivener on it that I use. And I have Scrivener actually on both computers, but the majority of the time I do writing on my HP. But I do have my Mac as well, because of certain programs are only available on Mac. So the next thing that I use, which I just told you, is Scrivener. So Scrivener I absolutely love. I use it for my longer stories, like when I know it's going to be, 30, 40 chapters, or, a mountain of writing. I use Scrivener. You can see here it has my manuscript, my Act 1, my Act 2, the names of my chapters. So don't look, don't try to read it. This is my book that I'm writing for the elements, and then if we go here, I can actually do my brain dump, my 3-act story structure, my long outline, my subplots, my scenes, my characters, my research here, and then it actually will do your formatting and everything for you. Again, I like this when it is going to be long. Like this one right here has 31 chapters so far, or right now. But it also gives me all this stuff. So that's my writing platform for my long novels. For my short novels, I actually use Campfire Blaze. And none of this is being sponsored or anything. These are just tools that I use. When I wrote From the Window, I actually used Campfire Blaze for this, because originally it was supposed to be a novella. And then just over time it went from being a novella to becoming a novel. So here is Campfire Blaze. And if we go to the introduction here on Campfire Blaze, there is the original story from the window. And if we go down, we can see that it is only 29,238 words. And it ended up being closer to 45,000 words. So I tend to use this one for my smaller ones because I can, it's, okay, I tend to use this for my novellas because we do not have to have chapters, and it's just easier to write in this without chapters. It just makes more sense to me here. I also am writing a short story collection on Campfire Blaze because I do love their timeline here, and with my short story collection, there's a timeline from, like, I don't know, 1850 onward. So I do like the timeline on this. The world building is great as well. So if you need world building timelines, it's awesome. But again, I only use this for my short ones. My longer ones, I do use Scrivener. The next tool that I use is Grammarly. You can use Writing Pro. I think Word also I also think Word has like a Writing Pro that will correct your grammar. I find it easier to do a chapter, put it in, like rewrite the structure when I'm doing rewrites as well, putting in there to make sure that I'm not using repeating words, I'm not using adverbs that don't belong. It will help with my sentence structure. If I have like back-to-back small sentences, it will tell me. Or if there can be combined, it will tell me that it can be combined. It is something that I don't know if I could send it off to people without doing that first, because it catches a lot of things that I miss. When we're writing, our brain changes it to what we want it to be and not what it actually is, and Grammarly will help you figure, those changes. The next one is one of the reasons why I have my Mac, other than using Scrivener and iMovie, is Vellum. And Vellum is a formatting software for your book. I saved myself some money formatting my book with Vellum by myself, because in the long run it will pay itself off. So when you get somebody to format your book, you're paying anywhere from $100 to $150, and Vellum is $250. So if I do 2 books, it's pretty much paid itself off. That's $150. Wait, 1, 2. Okay, if I do 2 books, it pretty much is paying itself off. $100, $200. If I do 3 books, I have saved myself money buying the program. So, and who knows, I might set up some formatting services of my own. I will not be charging like other people charge. I find if you have the software and you're wanting to help other authors, yes, make a little bit of money because you bought it, but let's not break anybody's bank. So when somebody's paying, charging $100, why not charge $50? I mean, you're saving money. I'm making a little bit of money. You don't have to buy the program and learn it, even though it's the easiest program in the world. Like, anybody can learn it. But if you're only doing 1 book, it's not worth you buying. So we'll see what the future holds. The 6th item I have is Spotify. I know it sounds weird, but music gets me into a creative mood, and it helps me, especially if I have a playlist for that book. It helps me get into the mood of that book. It definitely sets up an aesthetic that helps you like vibe with the book. Which is also the very last one, is Pinterest. It gives you the aesthetic of your book, so when you want some inspiration, you can go ahead and you can click on the image and kind of get a feel of what is going on. So for instance, we are going to click on, this is a character in The Elements. It is, and so when I click on it, I get a full vision board of like what she's about. She is named after a goddess. So here is some goddess information. She is leathery clothes, and she's from New Orleans. So I have pictures of New Orleans here, so I can get some aesthetic to wear about New Orleans. Let's see if we can grab another character. Okay, so this is for a different book, not The Elements, but it's going to have a mythology theme, or a myth theme about Yord, which is, depending on how far in mythology you go, for Norse mythology, Frigg and Freya and Yord are kind of like all kind of interlooped together, and I think Frigg and Yord are technically the same people, if I am correct. But so it gets me in the mood to write that book. That aesthetic is pleasing to me, and I feel more relaxed with writing it. I get inspiration from it. Those are my 6 must-have tools while I'm writing a book. I'm sure there are a few that I forgot that I need, but those are my 6. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to order my debut novel, From the Window, Amazon, for the paperback and ebook, and Kindle Unlimited for a free read of it. And follow me on Instagram at Books by Tiffany Vega, and I'll leave them down below. Have a wonderful day. Bye.